The X-Men update is here and people are already wondering what is coming next to Marvel Strike Force. Well, on July 2nd, Spider-Man Far From Home comes to theaters, and there's a good chance that Marvel Strike Force update will be related to that movie. I got my buddy, Oddball Comics, yes, the comic book expert is here, and we are going to discuss who we think is coming to Marvel Strike Force based on Spider-Man Far From Home. And oh yeah, I am doing a giveaway at the end of this video, so make sure you stay till the end so you can enter. Let's go smash it!
ValleyFlyin.
Hey, what's up all you Valley Maniacs? ValleyFlyin here. I am back. I am joined by my brother, Oddball Comics. It has been a while. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Super hyped about what we're going to talk about today.
Yes, and by the thumbnail and the title of this video, you probably know what we're going to talk about. We're talking about Mysterio. So the question is, why Mysterio? Well, there is a Spider-Man movie coming out 1 month after the X-Men movie, after Dark Phoenix. We have Spider-Man Far From Home. I'm hyped for this movie. Are you hyped for this movie?
I don't think you understand how hyped I am. This is all I do for a living.
Good. Well, you're the perfect person to have on. You're the comic book expert, and you are a fellow MSF player, and you just told me you're doing really almost ready for Fear of the Darkness. I think you're actually ahead of me for that. But exciting news, because with every movie usually comes a tie-in for the game. Now, the only person that I've heard of that is in the movie that is not in the game is Mysterio. Jake Gyllenhaal as Quentin Beck, aka Mysterio. We already have Spider-Man, we already have Nick Fury. I don't see a lot of other people on this Wikipedia page that could be in this movie. What are your thoughts on the chances of Mysterio coming to Marvel Strike Force?
I think we're going to have a really high chance for multiple reasons. One, the movie. Two, we're going to get another Spider-Verse character. And, you know, with another villain Spider-Verse character, we potentially get more synergies, maybe more groups, and a whole bunch of other things happening here. Potentially even Sinister Six. You know, we got a bunch of things. That
would be interesting. I would like that. So, alright, so spoilers. If you haven't seen the trailer, either go watch that now, or just maybe you're someone that doesn't mind spoilers. But we're going to talk about stuff that we've seen in the trailer. So, spoiler warning, you have been warned. We're talking about it right now. So, in the trailer, Jake Gyllenhaal, it appears that he is a good guy.
This is Mr. Beck.
We could have used someone like you on my world.
But I've always known Mysterio as a bad guy. I don't know too much about him, which is why you're here. But I've always known him as a bad guy. Do you buy that he is a good guy? And I'm making quotes here with my fingers. Do you think he's a good guy in this movie?
Not for a second. Before we started this, I was just telling him, not for 1 second. This is like this man. So if you don't know anything about Mysterio coming into this, Mysterio, just know him as a stuntman. You know, he knows special effects. He's a hypnotist, a magician. He's known for his illusions. There's so much to him. Think of him as like a cheap Loki.
A cheap Loki.
A knockoff Loki. That's what we're gonna call him.
Kind of like an actor playing Loki, sort of.
Exactly. It's like that bad cosplay you see at the local comic book shop.
All right, so good guy, bad guy. You think he's a bad guy. Now, in the trailer, he claims that he's from an alternate universe.
Your world, Beck, is from Earth, just not ours.
Do you buy this?
So, I do not. I think he probably heard word about it through, you know, Thanos or what the Avengers did, and then he kind of wrote on it.
I think I'm kind of leaning towards what you're thinking there. Mysterio, he's the main baddie in the movie. There's no one else really makes sense for them to add. So let's start talking about Mysterio. Tell me what you know about this guy, because I know him as a bad guy.
So Mysterio was created by Stan Lee and Steve Ditko, and he first appeared in Amazing Spider-Man number 13 in June of 1964.
Ooh, it's old.
But yeah, he's real old. He's one of the original guys.
Nice.
The cool thing is, kind of like I talked about earlier, he was a stuntman. He worked in Hollywood. You know, his dreams was always become an actor, and so really you got to put that into his character himself. He's a real, you know, he can kind of persuade people, but he could never really quite make it into the film industry. But however, he ended up using the special effects to become a thief, really. And with this, when we actually see Mysterio at one point, he's pretending to be Spider-Man and robbing banks. So that's how we really first see him.
I don't think the MCU is going to go that direction, but maybe the game will, because the game usually crosses a little bit of comics and MCU when they do these characters. So,
you know, honestly, I'm really excited to see what they're going to do, because the way we've seen villains before in the MCU, they've always had a twist to them. So they could do something where he might be kind of legitimate, or we might get that funny scene where a real Mysterio comes in and just replaces the Mysterio that we know at first, just as a joke. But there's a bunch of things that they could be doing here. What do you think about in-game, though?
Before we go there, tell me a little bit more about his powers, because, like I said, I don't know too much. You said he's a stuntman, and he seems like he doesn't really have powers from what.
Yeah, he doesn't have powers. He's more into knows how to do illusions. He's a hypnotist, you know, a magician, and he knows a little bit. He's a chemist, and he does know a little bit about robotics from what we'd see in the comics.
Okay.
So he's more of a handyman. He knows how to kind of sway like a cheap
a cheap handyman. All right.
a cheap
Nice.
handyman. Because if you look in the comics, he's flying. Not in the comics. In the trailer, he's flying around. He's shooting beams. Like, it's kind of crazy. If that's like legitimate stuff, then he might be accessed a little bit more high tech than we know. Kind of like the other Spider-Man movie with the Vulture.
Yes, I like that movie. I like that take on that character.
Another theory is the Tinkerer from the first movie could be helping him make this stuff.
Yes, there was a bunch of making stuff from that. What is the Chitauri? What is it? Chitauri?
Yeah, Chitauri wreckage.
Okay.
From the first Avengers movie. I mean, you think about it, if he survived the initial snap, he had 5 years to build the suit. You know?
Very true. Very true.
That's plenty of time.
All right, so Kit for him. Now, I guess it depends what they're gonna do in the movie, right? If he's telling the truth or if he's lying, and we're both assuming that he's lying, so that would be bio global, as far as some of the tags. What do you feel about that?
I would say, so global makes sense because of the theme of the movie.
Okay.
But he's still technically a Spider-Verse character, so it's like a Spider-Man character, so I'd see him give him the city tag still.
Really?
And I see bio, but since I potentially think it might be tech because of his suit.
That makes sense.
Potentially.
Yeah.
That
makes more sense than bio.
It's but another part of me is what if they went way out there and did Mystic because of Magician.
I wonder if they'll double tag. Maybe they'll double tag him.
Either way, I can use them on either team, so it's perfect for me. I don't know about everyone else, but I'm really excited about the kit. There's a lot of potential they can do here because like you said, with we gotta see what's going on in the movie that he's doing, but I feel like we're gonna get a little bit of a mix of kind of Loki's kit and Mystique when it comes to transforming and having someone hit the other or making copies, stuff like that. Giving debuffs, blinds. What do you think?
I like that blind. I like the copies. Is that something that he's done in the comics that you know of?
Yeah, he's done it a few times.
Okay.
Just here and there.
I remember playing him in Future Fighter. They had some real interesting mechanics. We also got a little word on elementals as some bad guys in the movie.
You're saying there's gotta be someone else you can use.
Maybe they're the main bad guys and Mysterio's kind of helping Spider-Man. Would be kind of weird though, because I've always known him as a bad guy. Elementals. What can you tell me about them real quick?
Starting off with the comics elementals, they're an older group and they've been around for a long time. And to be honest, I can't tell you off the top of the head the exact names because they're kind of wild names. But if we go to the wiki page for Far From Home, you end up seeing that they're actually not inspired by them, but we're inspired by Hydro Man, Sandman, and Molten Man, which are completely different characters. But that's gonna be kind of cool because that means we're not gonna get the comics version, but the more MCU branded version of these. So we're gonna have to see a bunch of new things potentially. So only time will tell us.
So you said inspired by, so maybe not the actual Sandman that I know, and I haven't really heard of Hydro Man and Molten Man, but Sandman, I've heard of that guy. He has that striped shirt. He punches things. And, do you think that is a Sandman we're gonna get, or some other version inspired by them?
See, I think it's gonna be another version. I mean, my heart says I want the original Sandman because he's one of my favorite Spider-Man villains. So it'd be really cool to see him. But I think if the way we're looking at it, unless he's mind controlled or like hypnotized by Mysterio, it's probably just some weird Sandman variant.
So Hydro Man, Molten Man, Sandman, all potential characters coming to the game. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, guys. Who would you want to see out of those three? My personal pick would be Sandman, just because I've heard of him. Now, you mentioned Sinister Six when we were talking before.
Yes.
Do you think there's going to be some elements of that? Maybe a new tag, maybe a new class of characters, the Sinister Six?
See, I think there will be over time. The Sinister Six, if you don't know much about them, it's usually about 6 Spider-Man characters or villains. They're always against Spider-Man, and it's a rotating cast. So we've had Mysterio on there. We've had, like, from the other movies, the Vulture, Tinkerer. I believe Shocker was on there. It's just a bunch of characters. And so, like, in any...
Kraven in there?
Kraven is on there, that's for sure. And that's the thing, if they're making the Kraven movie still from Sony, he'll be in-game. So keep that in mind. And so we might end up getting that the Sinister Six tag throughout the game's longevity, I should say.
I would love to see the Sinister Six in the game.
Yeah. Plus, I'd like to see Doc Ock eventually.
Yeah, so someone mentioned that on my last video about Doc Ock, so I'd love to see him as well. We already got Green Goblin, and Doc Ock would just kind of complete that, right?
Exactly.
Shocker, Hobgoblin, a few other people.
Yeah, just throw him in there. Just give me all of them.
Power level. Do you think he'll be a very strong character, or he will be kind of like Rescue when she was initially released before she got her ultimate fixed?
I want to.
He might not even be in a
really
game.
Good.
This is just all speculation.
Yeah.
But
oh my gosh, I want this character to be good so bad. I want villain synergies. I think he has really high potential at the end of the day, but I'm worried that Fox X might not utilize him as much as they can, and then kind of blow out like they did pre-rescue update.
All right, I'm gonna ambush you on this with this question though.
All right.
Usually we get 2 or 3 characters added per update. I'm assuming there's going to be a bunch of Spider-Verse characters in the July-ish time frame update, right around the movie release. 3 characters. Who would you want to see in the game for Spider-Verse?
Mysterio, Doc Ock, Sandman. Easy enough. Right there.
I'll be happy. That would be a good update for me, especially after what we learned about the X-Men. That would be 2 awesome updates. So good stuff there. All right. Thank you, Oddball Comics, for joining us and informing me a little more on this comic book lore, and maybe leads to some clues for you guys to see what we could expect from this movie. All speculation at this point, but let me know in the comments what you are expecting from this movie. And Oddball, tell everybody where they could find you.
So if you guys want to find me, I hope they put the link down below, but check me out at Oddball Comics on YouTube as well. So we'll be keeping you guys updated on the latest MCU content, and also I am teaching about Characters Explained and talking through about what stories are happening right now in Marvel Comics. So if you want to learn more, feel free to check out my channel.
Yes, make sure you check out Oddball Comics channel. He has a lot of good stuff there. Now it is time for the giveaway. I wanted to thank you guys. It is because of you that this channel has grown to over 10,000 subscribers. So wanted to do a little something to give back. $25 gift card to either iTunes or Google Play. If you win, you get to decide. And all you need to do is be a subscriber of this channel and leave a comment down below. That's it. Real simple. I will randomly pick a winner on May 30th. And that is 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific. So make sure you leave your comments before that time. I'm going to draw the winner at that point, and then I'm going to announce the winner in a video sometime after that. So good luck. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and there's a lot more videos coming. So join that notification squad as well. Like and share this video with your friends, guys, and it really helps out the channel. If you also want to help out the channel, Valley merch down below. There's a Patreon link, a BlueStacks link that really helps out the channel as well. Hulk fist bump. I will see you next time. ValleyFlyin out.